What's going on? Why aren't they letting you play with the other reindeer?
Oh, I don't know. But, I'm not very much one to be told to sit down or shut up. And so we'll probably raise a little hell today. And we got 2 million people on Facebook. We had a video went out last week. 63 million people saw it. So we have the ability to go around the media and the party if they're going to try to keep us out of the debate.
Don't blame all the media. If it were up to me, I would put you on that main stage.
Oh, yeah, we exclude all of the radio media from that stage.
Okay, fair enough. It seems like, Senator Paul, there is a civil war going on in the middle of your party.
Well, I think there's a healthy debate going on. I don't know if it's yet a civil war, but there's a healthy debate going on about, whether or not our intervention in the Middle East has helped us, made us safe, made us safer, or made the region less chaotic. I've been making the contention that toppling Gaddafi in Libya made it more chaotic. Our ambassador was assassinated. Now a third of Libya pledges allegiance to ISIS. And I think this is important because now you have people in my party, the McCains and Grahams, that want to blow the crap out of everybody, are saying, well, let's topple Assad. We got to topple Assad in Syria. But I think if they do that, they have to understand the consequences may well be that ISIS takes over the whole region.
Would you also say that then toppling Saddam Hussein was probably a bad idea in retrospect?
Yes, it was, and I thought it was a bad idea at the time. In fact, even Dick Cheney understood it when he worked for the first George Bush. He said, if you go into Baghdad and topple the government, there'll be chaos and civil war, and that's why he, at the time, said to the first George Bush, that's why we were glad we didn't do it. But the second George Bush and the second Dick Cheney kind of disagreed with the first, and you wound up really with chaos. We're still suffering the chaos of Iraq with destabilizing, getting rid of Hussein, and really the consequences have been very bad for us. Iran is much stronger. They're emboldened. And interestingly, Iraq, we liberated them. 5,000 of our young men and women died over there. We spent $1 trillion, and their best ally, it's now Iran. So it's really hard to argue that the Iraq war was good for us or good for the Middle East.
Rand Paul, Senator from Kentucky. Tonight you're holding a national town hall meeting on randpaul.com. You can go there to find out more information. Seems like, Senator, that the message of the Republican Party has been drowned out by insults and celebrity and or entertainment. What is it, sir, that sets you apart differently from all the other candidates, and why would you be the best president going forward?
Because I believe in a constitutional foreign policy, one that is strong, that defends the country, but doesn't believe that intervention has been a good thing for us and that there are a lot of unintended consequences from that. I'm one who thinks that the war on drugs has gone too far and that there's been a disproportionate impact on the poor in our country as well as African Americans and Hispanics. I'm one who doesn't think the government should collect all our phone records or credit card records. I've been the leading voice on these issues. I've also probably been the leading voice saying, you know what, to be conservative, to be fiscally conservative, you have to look at all spending, including military spending. I think you put all that together, it's a unique package that's not presented by any other candidate on the stage.
What about, so you would be for legalizing marijuana?
I'm for letting the states decide this. Some states have decided it, and I would not have the federal government invade those states and try to punish them for making the decision.
If a state decided to legalize cocaine, would you be in favor of that?
I think what's going on now is I haven't seen any movement for that. I think people are starting with something that's less addictive and less toxic and actually has many medicinal uses. And so right now the debate focuses primarily on marijuana, but the idea that states should decide most crime is one that I agree with.
In Missouri, 1 million people have signed up for the Affordable Care Act. A lot of people in your party want to do away with Obamacare. What do you want to tell those 1 million people who are now currently getting their health insurance through the Affordable Care Act?
What I'd like to do is free up competition so we could drive prices down, but I'd also like to allow people the freedom to buy inexpensive insurance. Under Obamacare, if you buy your insurance, it's now illegal to buy inexpensive insurance because you can't buy a high deductible that doesn't cover everything under the sun that is now mandated by Obamacare. But these mandates have made that insurance artificially high. I used to get my insurance for my family of 5, and it cost me under $5,000. Now it costs over $20,000. So there's fewer and fewer people paying and more people receiving. Eventually that gets to a tipping point where there's not enough people left paying, and the system dissolves into bankruptcy. Already most of the exchanges, the insurance companies are leaving from them. Premiums still continue to rise. There is some increased access, but the expense of that is that we've really disrupted what was once really the best provider of health care in the entire world.
It was a great provider if you could get it. There were people who could afford it, but the insurance companies wouldn't sell it to them.
Yeah, but if you looked at the problem, the overall problem, and I'm not saying there weren't problems with the old system, but well over 90% of the people were receiving insurance and receiving health care. And in fact, really close to 100% had access, because one of the prerogatives or one of the statements of belief that we have in medicine is that in order to get privileges at hospitals, you have to agree to treat the poor who come in through the emergency room. So the Hippocratic Oath has been really in place for thousands of years, but in the modern era of our country, we have always treated the poor in our hospitals.
Rand Paul, I don't know what's going on. You want to run for president. We've had a 6-minute conversation, and you haven't made an insult and or offended anyone. What kind of president are you going to be?
Well, I can't call either one of you fat or ugly because I can't see you on the radio. So, no, I think it's crazy that we've let it devolve to that. We can have an intelligence debate, and I'm more than happy to just, go with what the voters decide. But I am sad that it's gotten to the point where it's gotten down to, immigrants are bringing drugs and rapists, and we need to build this wall that Mexico's going to pay for. I mean, really, my goodness, couldn't we have a more intelligent debate in our country?
RandPaul.com is where you can go tonight for the National Town Hall. He is not going to be with the other GOPers on the stage. They wouldn't let him on the main stage, so he's going to do it